Knopf Clipper, hi friends, Darth Momo here. Just for some kind of final thoughts on Skeleton Crew Season 1, how it worked as a whole now that we've got all 8 pieces instead of an individual episode weekly review. All in all, I've got positive things to say about Skeleton Crew. I thought overall the show is probably about an 8.5 out of 10 or so. I don't think I would put it in an A tier or an S tier on a rank sheet, but I would probably give it at least a B tier. Most of the episodes were pretty fun and solid, and Skeleton Crew is honestly something that I think just it took us by surprise. Partially probably because of the fact that it didn't suck. I love how all the little pieces were kind of laid throughout the episodes that weaved into the final couple episodes. I would say the finale, but I think there's also some payoff in the 6th and 7th episodes as well. I think it did a good job of setup and payoff. It also did a good job of just being refreshing and changing up the formula. You know, Jaw didn't get the standard, oh, I'm a good guy now, hero arc. And the kids all had pretty solid follow-throughs on what their stories were set out to be. I thought that the season also ended on a pretty satisfying note. I feel like, for the most part, everything was pretty much wrapped up and told the way it needed to be. Obviously, there's room to continue. But I think that if it doesn't get a second season, and part of me almost kind of hopes it doesn't now, because I don't know if a second season would possibly undermine what made this first season so special to begin with. Similar to how the later seasons of The Mandalorian maybe almost kind of undermine what a lot of people liked about the first season. But I think it's just a nice little special one-off Star Wars story. I still think probably the weakest episode for me was the 4th episode, and I wouldn't even call it filler or anything. I would just say that maybe some of that episode dragged on a little bit longer than it needed to, but it definitely did not fall into the trap of, oh, we're going to have like 5 minutes of this episode be relevant, so it can't be called filler. I would still say that the last 10 minutes are pretty important, but I would still say for the first chunk of the episode, I would still say that's more or less relevant, just maybe dragged on a bit longer than it needed to. And then the first episode's the setup and everything else. I mean, I enjoyed the 2nd episode. I enjoyed the 3rd. Really enjoyed the 5th episode, the 6th episode, the 7th episode, and the 8th episode. Yeah, there was a lot of bangers in this. I thought all the acting was solid. The writing was solid. And yeah, Skeleton Crew overall was just a fun show. I think it works. All 8 pieces work together. It feels like a television show. It doesn't just feel like a movie chopped up in 8 pieces, like some of the other shows have felt like. I think Skeleton Crew was just a fun, pleasant surprise. This was a show that, honestly, when it first was announced, I was like, okay. And for the last 2 years leading up to this, I was like, oh yeah, and that's coming out. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a real hit, huh? And then it came out, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of enjoyed that. And yeah, we got each episode, and as you can see, my reactions in all my reviews. I clearly enjoyed it. So, yeah, Star Wars, take notes. Lucasfilm, take notes. I'm not saying everything needs to be like Skeleton Crew, but I think Skeleton Crew could offer some interesting pointers and tips for the future of Star Wars. But don't make everything like Skeleton Crew. I do like variety. Just take some notes on this one. All in all, though, I think it was a solid season of television. I would give it 8.5 out of 10. Season 2, maybe not. I don't know. At this point, I'm on the fence. I'm coin flip on that. Otherwise, thank you guys for joining in. Darth Momo out, and go check out my canon on-screen summary video that just went up last week. Put a lot of work into that. It's got Skeleton Crew in there, so yeah, check that out. Otherwise, thanks for joining in, and may the Force be with you. Always. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, comment down below and hit that like button. Oh, and check out some of my other videos. I'm sure you'll find them delight.